hypnotized with
Alright, so sounds that are playing right about now are the sounds of IQ, and this one it features Aliphatic. The title is Fire, playing on 96.1 FM. And ladies and gentlemen, I go by the name of Professor Lance. Alright, so here is my advice to those of you that are watching this interview and you have ambitions of wanting to be a TV presenter, a radio presenter, or just seeing yourself in the media. Well, being in the media is something that first starts with a passion. You must be passionate about what you want. You must fall in love with what you want. So you just don't wake up and decide to say I want to be in the media, because media actually involves a lot, especially the on-air presenters. It involves a lot because it needs you to research, it needs you to do a whole lot of stuff. People don't just come in the booth and start talking and start playing music, but there's a whole lot that is involved in the background. So make sure that you fall in love with what you want to do. Make sure that you also start as early as you can, to research or do what you want to do, because you know you have set your mind and focused yourself to say, this is what I want to do. I encourage you and implore you to come through and take up your passion. Pick up yourself and do what you want to do, because with passion and determination, definitely you can get to achieve your goal, and you will do something diligently because you are putting in your whole and it's something that you want to do. Don't get to do something that you have been forced to do. Radio is fun, radio is awesome, it's amazing, but it also comes with its own things. Therefore, you must be ready for that.
Hello viewers, welcome to Top 5 with the King, and I am your host, Mr. Cookson, or you can call me King Solomon II. On these exciting editions, and we get to be joined by one of exciting presenter, and we'll be able to discuss and interview and find more about presentation, especially on radio. Professor Lance.
Hey man, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Well, not bad.
How is everything going so far?
Well, everything is going on very fine, and of course we thank the Lord.
Good to have you on Top 5.
It's also good to be here, and it feels very different.
Your real names and a bit about yourself.
Well, okay. Firstly, of course, yes, my name's Lance Sani Banda. So, of course, this tells you or gives you a hint on why Professor Lance. So it's just the professor then still stuck with the original name of Lance. When we entered 2021, I decided to call myself with an AKA. So apart from Professor Lance, when you are listening to me on radio, of course you hear me saying the modern day King Solomon. So it's actually very exciting to know that apart from Nguzu as my rival, I at least I also have you in the gang.
So one thing to know about radio, like for how long have you been in radio and media, to be specific, in media and radio wise?
Okay, so in media, I've been doing media since 2013. I started as a TV presenter back then with CBC TV, with whom I stayed only a few years and learned a few tricks here and there, and of course how to run media in the background apart from being in front of the camera or in front of the mic. So 2015, that's when I decided to move from CBC TV, joined another media house or another TV station, which then was just in its infancy. That's Prime TV.
Okay.
So from there, since 2015, I've been with Prime TV. Then that was, I think, in 2016, 2017. That's when the idea of, if I can be in front of a camera and talk to people, inform the people and educate the people, then certainly I can also be in front of a mic and entertain the people differently from TV. So 2017, that's when I decided to join radio, or the radio family, of which I started with Joy FM. It was an amazing journey, because when I started, it was just an idea to say I can do radio. And in my I Can Do Radio, I approached the station manager. And then I was given a test, and the test that I was given, you would be shocked with the music that I'm playing now and what I started with. So I started playing Kalindula on radio. That was my first session. Not the Kalindula of modern Kalindula, the Kalindula of Smoky Hangala. You know, the Kalindula of Mashobe Band. That's the Kalindula that I was playing.
Did you enjoy the selection by then?
Well, if I would lie, if I would say just here and then that I enjoyed Kalindula then, it would be a lie of a century.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually didn't enjoy it because I didn't even understand what was in Kalindula. You know, 2017 Zambia music, this new blood and breed of music was coming out, and everything was just falling in place where you want to be your ballet, you want to express yourself, you know, in a way of modern music. So it was really a difficult task for me. Little did I know that there was something more tougher than Kalindula, because the next shift that I was given was to do with rumba. So Kalindula, yes, at least it's local music. You will understand the Bemba, Tonga and thing, but here is rumba music. You don't understand French. People would even come through and request for a song with a French title. Then you'd be like, how do I search for this? Wow. So instead, what you do, I don't have the song. Well, the song is there, but you can't spell it. They would even sing a snippet of it, and then you're not a fan of rumba, and then you'd be like, I can't find it.
Can I call those one of your worst time on radio? People have got that perspective to say, radio DJs are not learned.
Yes.
You can just wake up in the morning to say, I'm going for radio. Like, how has been your academic background?
Well, the time I was joining the media, CBC, back in 2013, I was a first-year student at the Zambia Air Services Training Institute, which is ZAST, there at the airports. I was studying aeronautical engineering and avionics. Okay. When I completed my education, I had already obtained short courses certificates, because CBC was very determined to train their own people. Okay. And I had shown enthusiasm to learn what I don't know. So CBC then embarked on a journey of training its own people, and I was among the few selected that were taken to Kenya to go and do video production, and to Namibia to go and do sound engineering. So by the time I was finishing my diploma in aeronautics, I already had certificates for media studies.
You know, you were already in a full-time aeronautics. Then at the same time, you travel out to go and obtain some other qualification. Yes. How did you manage the two?
So what it is, when I got wind of the information that I've been selected among the few that CBC was going to sponsor to train in those fields, I had to write to the principal to say I am a student that pays for myself, and of course the institution that I'm working with would like to enhance my skills and also obtain at least a paper in the media spectrum, because currently I don't have any paper in the media. So this was a plus for me. It was pretty hard because you are studying for two different courses. One is engineering and the other one is just basically media. So
looking at the way aeronautic engineering is, because it's one course which you need your full-time commitment to it. Yes. How long were you spending that time?
Okay, so in Kenya it was 6 months, and in Namibia it was 8 months. So they were not concurrently, meaning that there wasn't like immediately I was done with the 6 months, then I went for 8 months. No, there was space in between. Okay. Yes, because what happened after Kenya, when we came back, the owner of CBC expected us to emulate what we learned.
Yes. Don't you feel like by the time you were at ZAST, Has there any came a point whereby you feel you'd want to quit Zast and concentrate to media?
Well, to tell you the truth, I don't know how it is now, but to tell you the truth, back then, aeronautical engineering was one of the hard courses at Zasti.
And it is, I guess.
Most of the people that I found there are people that you would have carryovers. For you progress to the second year, but at least you have 2 or 3 subjects that you didn't clear, and you carry them over into the next year, into the second year. As growing up, I never thought of myself being in the media. Growing up, I thought of myself becoming a pilot and fly that aircraft. But due to circumstances, when I got to Zasti, was told it's a hefty course unless if your parents are businessmen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So coming back to media-wise, like what are some of the challenges which are into media? Just a bit of the challenges which you have faced.
What that comes with in terms of challenges for a radio host or a radio presenter, especially those that are doing current affairs and political shows, there are lots of lawsuits. Because you become an accessory to somebody maybe that said something wrong on radio, and you were the interviewer. So somebody said something wrong. Why didn't you stop them? Or why didn't you let them correct the wrong that they made? So you are also part of the person that has done something wrong. Apart from that, people think media is easy because you are the people that provide space for people to voice themselves and everything, and journalists here and there. Trust me, in the Zambian law, there are only 2 articles that supports the media. This same right to information has got limitations for a media. Okay, so the right to information, you can't access all the information. It's only a little bit of information that you access. The right to expression, you can't express yourself anyhow. Okay, and your job requires you that you must get information and disseminate it to the people. So if it's only these 2 laws that agree with you and the rest of the laws are against you, the defamation law is against you, because if you come on radio and talk about, for example, Mr. Cookson was caught stealing somewhere, you can come and easily sue me because, one, I haven't given full information which Mr. Cookson. Okay, there might be another Mr. Cookson, so I need to give precise information. Mr. Cookson of plot number so, age this, and coming from this background, store something on this day from this person, and like there's more that you need to give.
Okay,
exactly.
Like looking at what your eyes, when you entered radio, what has radio done for you? So
radio has done quite a lot of things for me. I wouldn't lie to you. Radio has made connections I never thought I would have in life. And it has also made me travel. It has made me travel in a sense that I have met different people from across the world. I have met people from Jamaica.
Wow.
Apart from that, I've had a chat with King Yellowman. He's also a legendary Jamaican artist. I don't know if you've heard that song, Zungu 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 Zeng. He's a guy that did that song. King Yellowman was one of the great artists, especially back in the 80s, 90s. He was a biggest artist.
So that's what being a presenter requires. What this backlog of information about people, about music, about everything. Like you're in it.
Exactly.
It really shows that you are enjoying what you're doing right now.
Definitely. Radio is not only about Yomaps has dropped a song today and I have to play it, or Makitu is doing what. I have to go back to get deep into it, and you need to dig deeper in getting information about people that are involved in that particular genre of music.
All right. It's more like getting to wrap up. Like you, quite okay. You know, at every point you've been in media for a longer time, and you've met a lot of influential people. You know, and it has exposed you to the point whereby you see. You can enter most of the offices, you know, just by knocking. Okay, it's Professor Lance outside. Like, come on, and have this round table with influential people. Out of all the guests you've hosted on radio, which one do you feel like they stand out to be the big guests? I can call them, like you've ever hosted, to say, okay, I have reached this stage.
Okay, well, I would segment it into two, both entertainment and political. So with entertainment, I would start with the Children for Lucky Dube. First time they came into Zambia, I was the first one to give them an interview.
Wow.
Yes, I think I was even one of the people that received them at the airport, because we had started talking even before they were invited into Zambia. So we've created that relationship, and for me, that's a great milestone in entertainment that I did, and of course hosting them was a serious privilege for me. Then of course coming to politics, well, I've hosted quite a number of people, presidential hopefuls, MPs, councillors, and everybody. But I think the time I hosted President Fresha Siwale, who then was very vocal and against former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, hosting him whilst he was pushing that agenda of President Lungu is not who he is, was a great milestone for me, because I felt like I took part in, you know, the democratic dispensation of this country.
And before we go, there's top 5 with the king. So you tell us the 5 Zambian traditional ceremonies.
Wow.
5 of them. They come here.
Okay, this is interesting. 5 traditional ceremonies.
Yes.
Okay, so we have the Luindi ceremony, we have Oksefia Pangwena ceremony, we have Kuomboka ceremony, we also have which one is coming on the 29th? Is it 25th? Okay, this one for the Chiwas. What is it called? This is serious. But okay, this is putting me on a chopping board.
How many remaining? 2, right?
2 remaining. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. It's making rounds in my head. Like
10.
It comes and goes. Okay.
9.
Okay.
8.
How about that one for the Bembers?
7.
What is it called?
6. 5.
Okay.
4.
Okay, this one has gone. Like literally, everything is gone. Like
2.
really gone. But anyway, at least I've tried. 3.
1. Wow.
On the spot, like that. Who does that?
Anyway, thanks for joining us. It has been Mr. Cookson King Solomon II on the top 5, and our guest for today has been Professor Lance. Make sure to follow Professor Lance on all the socials.
Top 5. Alright, so you can get to follow me on Twitter. That's at Professor Lance, PROF dot then space and Lance. On Instagram as well, it's Professor Lance. A YouTube channel that I have is Professor Lance, as well as also on TikTok it's Professor Lance. People ask me, why isn't there a number last? Well, we're at least part of the privileged few that don't have a number last kwa username here TikTok. So even on TikTok it's just Professor Lance. Facebook as well, it's Professor Lance Promotions. Those are my socials. Alright, so this is me, Professor Lance, and of course you've been watching Top 5.